it's Leslie Meredith with Breakbulk Events and Media. I'm in the studio with Danny Levenswaard from the Port of Rotterdam. Welcome.
Thank you, and good to see you again.
Yeah. Absolutely great to see you too. So tell us what's going on at the port.
Well, the port is quite busy. We had a first good quarter starting off this year. Actually, in almost every segment, we saw an increase of cargo throughput. So all in all, we're happy for this first quarter, and like I said, almost every segment an increase of cargo throughput. So also in the Breakbulk segment. So I think that's good news to spread around here at the Breakbulk conference.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. So, what kind of cargoes are you seeing, or what do you think accounts for the increase?
What we saw that especially some non-ferro metals in which Rotterdam is quite strong. We have a lot of warehousing, non-ferro metals, warehousing, LME warehousing, which makes us a strong non-ferro port. And we saw an increase in throughput over there. But also the heavy lift and project cargo had an increase, especially related to offshore related materials going in and out of the port.
Oil and gas, wind, what are
Exactly, oil and gas, wind, actually both.
all of the above?
Yeah, well, yeah, oil and gas was the last few years, of course, at a down. There were no investments or big investments made in oil fields, etc. But now we see that picking up again, although not on the level where it was before it went down, but still it's picking up, and we see some activities and activities over there, and that also reflects on the port throughput in heavy lift and breakbulk cargoes.
Absolutely. So, you have so much going on at the port, and one of my favorite parts is the innovation dock. What's going on over there?
That is still doing very well with a lot of different companies coming and going. I mean, they start up at the innovation dock, they grow, and then they're too big for the innovation dock, and then they move again. And that is exactly what the aim is of this innovation dock. So that is really doing well. Also, we're working hard as a port in total on the digitization. Is one of the big things, let's say, we're working on as a port, apart from the energy transition. But digitization is really interesting actually in all cargo segments, and in the one somewhat faster than in the other. But in containers, for example, it's going really fast because containers are more like a unified product. So digitization is, yeah, well, let's not say easier to do, but it's more more likely to start over there than in the heavy lift break bulk cargoes. But we see a lot of digitization going on over there as well. Terminals working on that, improving their systems, investing in people. So yeah, a lot on the innovation side is going on as well. Yeah.
Oh, that is great news. So, what's your outlook for the year ahead?
Well, at this moment, there are some big investment programs going on, especially for the breakbulk sector. We're investing in what we call the Breakbill Carousel, which means that we create extra space for our breakbulk companies to facilitate, let's say, their grow ambition. And these companies are investing in assets, they are investing in their people because they are very positive about the market. Although it's a challenging market, they still are very positive and they invest in that. So this Breakbill Carousel, which means that we moved some container related cargo to another part of the port, which creates space for the breakbill companies to expand their business. And the coming, it started already, but the coming 2 to 3 years, that will be a major project in the port. Apart from, let's say, our ambition on the offshore side, in which we invest heavily as well. Our ambition for the offshore market still remains high, and we want to serve this offshore wind market. In future, the decommissioning market. So we need to prepare for that.
what kinds of does that relate to infrastructure that's needed at the port? Different kinds of companies. What might that entail?
It relates to infrastructure. We created some new areas where we need to create new nautical infrastructure, so quay walls. But also the port companies have to invest in that as well. They have to invest in cranes and all kinds of assets they need to serve this offshore wind market. So it's on both sides. We as Port Authority invest in that, in the nautical infrastructure, and the companies invest in the warehousing, in the assets they need to serve the market, in their people. So all in all, it's quite dynamic at the moment.
Oh, that's exciting.
It is. It is.
Okay, so tell me, how's your experience at Breakbulk been this year?
Well, I think it's even better than last year. And what well took me most was the second day when I arrived. And normally the second day is a bit less busy. Let's put it politely, less busy than the first day of the conference. But to be honest, in the hall where we have our booth, it's very busy and people walking around. So I think that's a positive thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good. Well, thank you so much for sharing this news about the Port of Rotterdam.
Thank you.